Hi everyone, I'm Lizeth Florez and thank you for being here. Before I begin, I want to ask you to do something with me. Just for a moment, imagine what your life would look like if you stopped trying to fit into what society expects from you. I know it's not easy. We've all been told to follow certain paths. We've been told that we should look a certain way, behave a certain way, study something practical, find a real job, and settle down. We've been hearing those expectations for so long that we might not even question them anymore. But today, I'm here to persuade you to perish that thought, to stop blindly conforming to social comfort expectation. Not because everything society says is bad, but because not everything it says is right for you. Let's start by looking at this logically. If someone had told you at age 5 that you had to decide your whole future right then and there, you'd have laughed, right? And yet, by the time we're teenagers, we're being expected to choose careers, make life-changing decisions, and mold ourselves to fit a mold we didn't even create. It's like society has made us believe that there's only one version of success: good grades, prestigious schools, stable jobs, and a picture perfect family. But success isn't the same for everyone. In fact, it's not as simple as that one formula. Some people are just as successful as CEOs without being CEOs. Artists, activists, writers, travelers, volunteers, they don't always follow traditional paths, yet they find happiness and fulfillment. So, why do we continue following a path that doesn't belong to us? Think about it. When you don't question society's expectations, you might end up doing things that don't align with your values or dreams. You might spend years studying something you don't love or working in a job you don't enjoy. And by the time you realize it, it could be too late to go back. By that point, your life might have already been shaped by others, by their dreams, by their options, by their opinions, their standards. I've spoken to so many people who've said, I wish I had done what I truly wanted. They had been told to follow the rules and never questioned them, and they had regretted. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if I fail? You're not alone in that fear. So do I. So do many people. And so did the people who dared to go their own way. But let me remind you of this: being different doesn't mean being wrong. Choosing a different path doesn't mean falling. In fact, I'd urge that doing what you love, even if it's risky, is as brave as it gets. It's definitely not as easy as just following the crowd, but it's more meaningful. You see, Once you start thinking for yourself, once you begin refusing to give into expectations that don't suit you, you begin to live more authentically. When I decided to stop worrying about what others thought of my dreams, my life changes. I had spent years believing that I had to impress others, but the moment I started doing things because I believed in them, not because they were expected of me, I became happier. And honestly, I've never been looked at with more respect than when I choose to follow my truth. Let's take a moment to look at how language shows this power. Have you ever noticed how certain verbs change when you talk about your goals? You might say, I want to become a lawyer. That to become shows a clear purpose. But when someone says, I ended up being a lawyer, that being sounds like they just lay them there, not planning it. Verbs followed by ing or to plus verb aren't just grammar. They reflect how intentional we are with our lives. Be intentional. Now let's look at the past. Many of us have had regrets, but that's okay. The past perfect help us understand this clearly. I had believed I wasn't good enough. I had chosen what others wanted instead of what I needed. Saying in this way help us reflect, help us learn. It shows growth. Don't be afraid to admit that, and don't be afraid to change your mind now. Let's not forget that the world doesn't have one single recipe for success. If it did, every person would be the same, and we're not as similar as people think. Our passions, dreams, and personalities are different. That's something to celebrate, no erase. Now, you might not think grammar connects with this topic, but even inseparable phrasal verbs can tell us something. When people say, I look up to her or I ran into him, those expressions are full of meaning. They reveal admirations, coincidence, connections. Language shapes how we think. Don't just go through it. Life because it's expected. Don't come up with excuses for not changing what you love. Let's talk about the causative for a second. When you say, I had my hair cut, you're letting someone else do something for you. But when you say I made myself do it, you take control. So I ask you now, do you want society to make you follow their rules, or do you want to have your life shaped by your own decisions, because you can? I'm not here to say that you have to become a rebel. I'm not saying that every tradition is bad, but I'm saying that we should stop following every rule without asking, does this feel right to me? It's time to be intentional. It's time to say, I'm not going to live someone else's idea of success. I'm not going to waste time trying to fit into a boat. I will choose my own path and I will walk it with pride. So, my classmates, perish the truth of conforming without questioning. Perish the truth of living someone's life because your story, your real story, deserves to be written by you. Thank you.